Good day, everybody. It's Nancy Scott from the Southgate Center. I am a certified fitness instructor. What we're going to be doing today is entirely a stretch class, and we're going to be using a mat. Now, before you hit that X because you're saying you don't want to have a stretch class, you were looking for cardio, I'm going to tell you why I think you want a stretch class. A couple of years ago, my preference for fitness classes, always cardio, strengthening. Southgate Center here started to offer a stretch class, and to be honest, I wasn't interested. I do stretches after the end of each of my classes that I instruct. I heard so much noise from people saying they love the stretch class, so I thought, okay, I'm going to go see what it's like. So I went in. Our instructor at that time was Joyce, and she's still the instructor, matter of fact, also Elizabeth. That was a fantastic class. From then on, I became an instructor when needed, but I do attend that class. And the reason I liked it, it's not a cardio, but it stretches every muscle. It also great for range of motion. Wonderful class, and you walk out of there, first time maybe a little stiff, but after that, as I say, you felt like you've been through a very expensive massage. So the equipment that we're going to be using today, because we're in isolation, is normally I'd say a band. If you have a band, go grab it. Make sure you grab your water too. If you don't have a band, I've grabbed a tie, an old tie that I had, or you can grab a tea towel and just use it from diagonal corners. So let's get started. I'm going to ask Guy to get my music going, and I'm going to get down on my mat. Let's start stretching. So we're sitting up nice and straight. First thing I want you to do is just bits of warm up. Anytime you're doing any sort of exercise, even though you're fit, always warm up. So I'm just doing regular upper body, because even with stretches, you're going to be stretching big muscles and you don't want them cold. So warming up the upper back, and a bit scissors, and to the back. Warm up those hands, cat claw, crunch them up, twirl the wrists. Let's warm up the lower half. Just put your feet, legs straight, always have your knees bent just a little bit, and just warm up. Hands to the side for balance. Twirl those ankles. Twirl the other way. And just point those toes. Point the toes to the ceiling. And just a bit of a flop. Great, I think we're warm enough. So turn to the side, put your fanny. Now, if you don't have a mat, just a carpet. I use carpet at home. So rolling down, get yourself in a nice position. Feet straight, hands to the side. Actually bend those knees up. What you're going to do is a hip hike. And what a hip hike is, I've got my hands to the side. You're going to keep your fanny on the floor. Don't lift your fanny, but you're going to put your right hip pointed towards your right elbow. It's almost like you're doing a wiper, a windshield wiper. Left hip to your left elbow. So back and forth. We'll do that about 4 times each side. And the left hip, so my fanny's not leaving the ground at all, but I'm feeling that nice to the right, that nice stretch, lower back. And to the left. One more each side, to the right. My back is totally on the mat and to the left. And center. Put your hands to the side. We're going to do a pelvic tilt, just a very slight movement. What you're going to do is push your middle of your back to the floor and just tilt the pelvis. I'm not lifting the pelvis off the floor, I'm just tilting. And bring it down. And tilt. And down. Let's do that 2 more times. So what you're doing is just slightly stretching that lower back. And down. 1 more time. And tilt. And down. I'm going to put my hands to the side again. I'm going to bring my feet a little closer to my fanny, and all I'm going to do, to the right, both knees to the right, but I'm keeping my back on the floor. I'm not lifting up my heels. Now to the left, I'm not lifting up my hips at all. And to the right. So where I'm feeling that stretch, once again in the lower back, but I'm also feeling the stretch along the sides of the leg, the side of the body. We're going to do 2 more on each side. To the right. See, it's already feeling really good. And to the left. Now 1 more time on each side. Push my heels up to my fanny again. They started to slide down a bit. And the last one to the left. Great. Even if you stopped right there, you would probably feel that you've had a great stretch. Let's do a total body. Put your hands above your head. Put your legs straight. Now point your heels to the wall in front. Point your hands to the wall behind and just stretch that entire body. Now keep your body flat on the ground. Keep stretching. Now point your toe to the wall in front. Now if you find your feet are cramping, stop. Excellent. Just relax. Bring your feet up. Next thing I want to do is stretch the sides of the body. So what I want you to do with your right knee, bring it up. At no time during exercise, stretch anything, do you ever put your hands on your shin. Always put your hands underneath. The reason for that, if you squeeze with that shin, you may damage your knees. So underneath, posture straight. At this time, I also want you to look at the ceiling and stretch that neck. So you're really stretching the neck flat. Now pull that right knee to your right shoulder. You might as well point that right toe to the ceiling. Feeling that great stretch behind as far as your upper leg. Pull it in. And relax. Let's do that 1 more time. Right knee, point that toe to the ceiling. Make sure you're breathing. I have a tendency sometimes to hold my breath when I'm doing stretches. It's not a good thing. And relax. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So lift that left knee up. Hold it underneath. Pull it to your left shoulder. So you're really pulling, feeling that stretch in the back of your upper leg. Point your toe to the ceiling. So not only are you stretching the upper leg, but you're also stretching the calf. I always tell people to hold their belly buttons tight. Might as well do a strengthening at the same time. And relax. 1 more time. Pull it towards your left shoulder. Normally you hold a stretch for between 15 and 20 seconds. I find if you do 3 deep breaths, that usually means 20 seconds. And relax. Let's do the same thing, but a little bit different. Lift that right knee up, hold it underneath. Now pull it, but this time, not to your right shoulder, pull it to your left shoulder. Point that toe to the ceiling, only if you can. If anything hurts, don't do it. Now, with me pulling it to my left shoulder, I'm feeling more of a stretching behind, but a little bit more to the right of that leg. And relax. Let's do that one more time. Right knee to the left shoulder, point that toe to the ceiling. And relax. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Left knee underneath, holding. Pull that left knee towards your right shoulder. Now pull that tummy tight, point that toe to the ceiling. Multitasking. Once again, hold it for approximately 20 seconds or 3 really deep breaths. And relax. Left knee to right shoulder. I find with the deep breaths, I love the deep breaths also because a couple things, you're expanding your lungs, plus you're getting all the oxygen up to your brain. And relax. Let's do a pelvic or a hip hike again. I'm putting my hands to the side. I'm going to bend my knees a little bit just to straighten out that spine. So right hip to the right shoulder. Left hip to left shoulder. This feels so good. One more time each side. Right hip. And left hip. Hands to the side, we'll do a pelvic tilt with a pelvic tilt. Lengthen up your neck, push down in the middle of your back, and just lift the hip a tiny bit. Maybe a piece of paper. That's how high you're lifting up the hip, just a piece of paper. Just slide under there. And relax. We'll do that 2 more times. Pelvic tilt. So you're stretching that lower back plus straightening the spine. And relax. Pelvic tilt. And relax. Now the next thing I want you to do, once again, put your hands to the side. Lift your right foot and cross it over your left leg, almost like you're crossing the leg in the chair. Put your head to the right. Now this, what I want you to do is put your right knee to the left. So you're twisting, so your right hip is actually being lifted off the ground. I want you to turn your head to the right, just to have that whole stretch going from your knees right up to your toes. Or not your toes, your nose. So this is a move that I'll have you hold for 3 deep breaths. So let's do 2 deep breaths. Breathe in. And breathe out. I feel like I've talked enough for the 1 breath. Empty those lungs. Breathe in. And breathe out. When you breathe out, totally relax that body. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Lift your knees up. Straighten your spine. Lift your left foot up. Put it over your right knee. This time, put your head to the left and keep it there. Put your left knee to the right, lifting up that left hip. 3 deep breaths. Breathe in. Relax the back when you breathe out. Breathe in. And relax. Last breathe in. And breathe out. Excellent. Let's do another one of those total body stretches. Put your hands above your head, your legs straight, stretch, total body on the floor. Point those heels to the wall in front. Point those hands to the wall behind. Stretch. Stay stretching. Now point your toe to the ceiling, or to the wall in front. If you're cramping anywhere, just don't do it. Excellent. Now the next thing I want you to do is a low bridge. Just a low bridge. This isn't high, so bring your heels up to your fanny. Put your hands to the side. Lengthen that neck. Bring the hip up. Just a low bridge. Put your feet a little bit apart, just to get you comfortable. And bring it down. Let's do 4 more. Low bridge. Now when you do the bridge, try to point your knees to the wall in front. When you point the knees, you really feel that stretch going up the body. And relax. 3 more times. Point those knees, stretch that neck, and relax. 2 more. One more. Point those knees. Tuck that chin in, strengthening your neck. You're also feeling strengthening in the back. Excellent. The next thing I want you to do is lift your right foot up, cross it over your left knee. I want you to put your right hand just gently on your upper leg, just gently. Never knot the knee, upper leg. So where you're feeling the stretch is all in the hip area. Just gently pushing. And relax. Let's do that 4 more times. Push. And relax. Push. Next time you go to your doctor, say, could I have a prescription? Could I make it for stretch? And you will find, and relax, that this particular prescription will make you feel so good. Push. And relax. Now stay in that position. What I'd like you to do next, keep your legs crossed or your ankle. I want you to lift up just a bit, your choice. You can lift up like this, or you can lift up like this. And what I want you to do next is just put your fanny a little closer to your left heel. So I'm sitting up nice and straight as I can, and feeling even more of a stretch. Now if you can't do this, that's totally fine. Your choice, your class. I'm going to put my fanny back, lay down again. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So lift, and down. Now your left leg, lift it up, Put it across your right ankle. Gently with your left hand, push that upper leg forward. Just gently. Once again, stretches are a gentle move. They're not anything as far as strengthening. It's very gentle. And relax. 4 more times. Push. And relax. Push. And relax. 2 more. Push. And relax. 1 more. Push. So once again, feeling a beautiful stretch in the hip area. And relax. Now stay in that position. Lift up. You can stay lifted just on your elbows, or you can go up a little farther. Put your fanny, a little bit awkward here, your fanny closer to your right heel. Feeling a little bit more of the stretch. If this hurts, don't do it. Excellent. Put your fanny back and lay down. The next thing I'm going to do is a high bridge. So with a high bridge, what I want you to do is put your heel close to your fanny, put your hands to the side, lift up that hip, feet are a little bit wider, lift it up a little higher, really feeling the stretch in the hips, point your knees to the wall in front. I like to put my hands together underneath. And what I'm doing is trying to put my shoulder blades together at the same time. So I'm feeling the stretch in the front, but I'm doing a little bit of strengthening in the back. And it's for 3 deep breaths. Now I've talked enough for 2, so 1 more deep breath. Breathe in. And breathe out. And relax. We're going to do 1 more of those, 3 deep breaths. So lift up for the high bridge, lengthen that neck, point those knees to the wall in front. My hands are together, my shoulder blades, 3 deep breaths. Two more. One more. Excellent. Give yourself a little bit of a pelvic tilt. So push down in the middle back of the back, lift up the hip a little bit, just to straighten out. 2 more, just to straighten out that spine. One more. Excellent. So I want you to grab your band or your tie or your dishcloth or dish towel. I want you to put the middle of the band on the ball of your foot. Both hands are on that band. Posture's nice and straight. Strengthen that neck. And what I want you to do is point your heel to the ceiling. So when you're pointing, my knees are always bent a little bit. Don't ever lock those knees. But when you're pointing, you'll feel the stretching going all in the back of that leg. So we're just holding. And what I want you to do, just for 5 seconds, if you're able, pull that toe a little farther towards your head, just a tiny bit. So I'm really feeling that stretch. Now grab the band with both in your right hand, both the bands, right hand. I'm putting my left hand to the side. And what I want you to do is put your right foot, just put it at 2 o'clock. So we're just at 2 o'clock. My left knee is bent. You can have yours straight, whatever works for you. Let's lower it a little bit to 3 o'clock. Now my hips are on the floor. Now I'm going to keep facing you just because I'm talking to you, but when we're on this side, turn your head to the left. Keep that there until I tell you not to. So that's about 2 deep breaths timing. So I'm going to do the 3rd breath, but the 3rd breath I'm going to go down to 4 o'clock if you're able. So 4 o'clock, breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Totally relax that back. Now lift that foot up. Both bands in your left hand, your right hand out. I'm going to straighten my left leg. Now I'm going to put my right foot at just 11 o'clock. And I'm doing those 3 deep breaths, the timing. My foot is at 10 o'clock. For the last deep breath, if you're able, 9 o'clock. Excellent, really feeling the stretch along the right side of your leg. Now keep your right foot up. Bring your left foot up into the whatever you have, your band, and then put your right foot down. So both your hands are on each end of the band. Point your heel to the ceiling. Strengthen that, or not strengthen, but lengthen that neck. 2 deep breaths. Let's do one more. Now for the 3rd deep breath, point that toe a little closer to your head. Excellent. Now put both bands into your left hand. Put your right hand to the side. Left leg, 10 o'clock. Might as well point that heel just to make the stretch even more effective. 3 deep breaths. That was 1 breath. 9 o'clock. If you're able, 8 o'clock. Now bring that foot up, so your left foot towards the ceiling. Put both ends of the band in your right hand. Put your left hand to the side. So what you're going, I'm going to straighten my right foot. I'm going to put my left foot at, let's say, 1 o'clock. 1 deep breath. 2 o'clock. Now remember, I say to do the deep breaths because it works out to about 20 seconds to do those. And that's how long you should hold a stretch move. The last one, let's see if you can go down to 3 o'clock. Excellent. And just bring that up. And just take your feet out, and that is it for the bands. So let's do another pelvic tilt. Straighten up that spine. Full stretch, hands up above, heels pointing to the wall in front, stretch, toes, stretch. Now just stay in that position. What I want you to do with your body is you're going to create like a letter C. So with your right hand still above your head, just walk your hands towards the right upper corner of your mat. Do the same thing with your feet now. So you're going to walk to the right corner of your lower mat. Now if you can't quite make it to the corner, just go halfway. So what we're doing, if we had a camera above our head, we'd be creating this lovely letter C. And just holding it for those, let's do one more deep breath. Now let's walk to the center again. We're going to do the same thing, but on the other side. You're going to walk your upper body, so your hands are at the upper corner of your mat. You're going to walk your feet, so your feet are at the lower corner of the mat. Nice stretch. I'm going to totally relax, feeling the nice stretch all along that right side of the body. Excellent. Now the next things that I want you to do is actually going to be on your tummy. So just very carefully, very slowly roll over. So the next move that I'm going to have you do is a cobra. This feels so nice. You're going to put your hands to the side of your, just going to make sure all my clothes are adjusted here. So put your hands to the side of your shoulders. I'm going to be looking at the wall in front. All I want you to do is lift up. Now when you lift up, eyes are on the wall in front. I don't want anybody looking at the floor. Keep the shoulders down. Feel that stretch in the back and down. Let's do that one more time. Up, shoulders down. Excellent. I want you to get up on all fours. Put your feet together. Put your knees a little bit wider than your hips. I want you to slowly put your fanny into those feet at the back. Now you have a choice. You can keep your elbows on the floor. Or you can go like me. I'm going to put my hands a little more forward. And I am going to stretch. I can feel the stretch in my hips, my lower back. I can feel the stretch in my shoulders, upper arms. Wonderful move. Three deep breaths. So let's do two more. One more. When you exhale, totally relax that body. Excellent. The next thing I want you to do, they call it the cat and the cow. I love this exercise. I'm on all fours. And for the cat, just imagine that angry cat. Middle of my back, up towards the ceiling, stretch. And the cow, eyes on the wall in front. the last cat. And this will be the last cow. Now get back on your tummy. This is going to be your very last move as far as the stretch camp class is concerned, and this is just a lovely move, so restful. Put your hands above your head or cross them. My right hand is over my left, and I'll put my left over my right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my right cheek on that. I'm going to lift, or not lift, but slide my left knee up to my shoulder, and I'm just going to hold that position, breathing deep breaths, but my body is totally relaxed. I'm still stretching, but it feels so good. And put that leg down. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Now put your other hand on top, turn your head to the opposite side, bring the right knee up to your shoulder, totally relax for that 20 seconds, 3 deep breaths. Great. So everybody, when you get up from being exercised, you do stretch or anything on the mat. Anytime that you're standing up, remember to do it very slowly, not quick. Curl that back. So that is it for our stretch class. So what we've done, we did a bit of a warm-up. One of the biggest things that I like about a stretch class has to do with range of motion, especially range of motion of the hip and the shoulders. We never really think of range of motion until we don't have it. Even to wash your hair, range of motion. The biggest thing about range of motion with the hip area has to do with walking. You'll notice as people get older, besides their sight not being as good as it is and their comfort level, afraid of falling, but you'll find the older they get, or we get, the shorter the step. A lot of that has to do with lack of range of motion. So everybody, I hope you enjoyed this class. I want everybody to stay well, stay fit, and I'm going to see you again.